Hi guys, this is Rusty 78609 in Central Texas, USA. It is 11:40 a.m. Saturday morning. I'm on my way back home from buying some groceries and some other stuff I had to do. I did my walking at Walmart. I feel pretty good. And it's a misty day in Texas, right here in Central Texas. It's 56 degrees, kind of misty. And I'm on my way home, so I thought I'd do a short video. I was looking at my comments while I was waiting for some items to be taken care of, and I saw a comment from a viewer related to RVing. I've full-time RV'd for 20 years plus, and mainly pulled a travel trailer. And also now I go camping in a car, a Toyota Prius. I've done that for the past 4.5 years. So if you have questions about those things, check out my playlists on my channel homepage at Rusty78609 on YouTube. And there's a lot of tips there that may help you. But anyway, the comment was related to having a home base. This individual is retiring, planning on getting an RV and going on the road, and most of his plans were related to going full-time. In other words, selling out his home and going on the road full-time in an RV and not having a home base, just living on the road. Well, to each his own. But I did that for a long time, about 20 years. Well, not really, a little less than that, because I got my home base about, over 12 years ago. So I was only full-timing for about, 12 years, on the road and living in RV parks, state parks, national parks, etc., Bureau of Land Management, Corps of Engineers, and all the other places you can hang out. Bureau of Land Management lands some of the time, because it's free camping. Didn't do much Walmart camping, but what I have to say is, for you people that are fixing to get you an RV and are really contemplating being totally full-time on the road, take a good look at it and think about it, because one of the things that happened after I'd been on the road for several years, you get, I don't know, I guess you get burned out being on, staying in RV parks and so forth. All the glamour, it becomes a routine, and you've seen all the national parks, or a lot of them, and you've been to a lot of state parks and all the beauty and so forth. And you can continue that indefinitely if that's your choice, and that's something you feel comfortable doing. But I think that probably for most people, they're going to find that having a place they can call home is very comfortable, particularly if you have children or grandchildren or friends or whatever in a certain area of the United States, or of the world for that matter, that you might want to be in that area, because even then you can still do a lot of on-the-road stuff. I do it now. I go camping in my car, my Prius, and I'll do that now. I'll do that 4 or 5 times a year for 2 weeks to a month, whatever I feel like doing, and that's really all the traveling that I want to do. Would I want to go back on the road now? I'm age 71 and be full-time on the road? No, I really wouldn't. There are a lot of beautiful things to see. You can live very economically. There's no doubt about that. You can live very cheaply. Of course, if you're pulling an RV, your biggest expense, or if you're driving a motorhome, or if you're living in a van, your biggest expense is going to be your gas, your fuel. And outside of that, your camping fees won't be very much, because you can minimize those by going to free campsites, Bureau of Land Management, public lands, and different places. And if you're over age 62, you can get the National Parks Pass and or federal pass, and everything is half off. But again, this is just related to full-time RVers and home base. And I just have to say that, it is. Traveling is a lot of fun. In fact, for me, the traveling is the fun. Going from point A to point B and seeing the different things. But after a while, when I go car camping now, and I've done that for I've done about 4.5 years. After a few days, weeks, or whatever, I'm just ready to come back to my home base, and I'll lay up there for a month or 2 or 3, and then I'm ready to go again, and I will. I'll go again for several days, and then I get that out of my system, and I come back home. But if I was having to live on the road again at my age, I think it would be, you can get used to a sharp stick in your eye if you leave it there long enough. In other words, you can force yourself to enjoy something or not think those thoughts about what you're doing. In other words, you just kind of block that part of your mind out and say, okay, I'm committed to this way of life, therefore I'm not even going to think about the alternatives like having a home base. And that'll work. A lot of people do that. I'm not saying they block out anything. I'm just saying that, you just don't think about that. Your home base becomes your favorite campsite, wherever that might be, and you just move north and south with the weather. Which, I did it for a while, and it's fun. In some ways, some people travel with a group, and maybe that works okay because you've got this moving or mobile community that's just going with you all the time. That might be something to think about. But as far as, again, if you have children, grandchildren, and so forth, if you live near or, within 100 miles of that group, or find you a place, that might be beneficial. I think you'll have a little more peace of mind. But again, it's an individual choice. I just happen to see that comment, and I know what people go through. You get caught up in the excitement of the moment, and you talk to people that are doing it, or maybe they've been doing it for a few months, and they tell you how great it is and how super it is. And for them at that time, it is. But as time passes, things change. Going to that dump station all of a sudden may not be your greatest joy in life, or pulling into a campsite that's crowded and it's late in the evening and you're stuck might not be your greatest choice. Or you end up with your alternate spot, and that being maybe Walmart. You're not going to rest real good there. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but there is a lot of movement in those parking lots, street lights and stuff, so you're not going to rest real good, in my opinion. And I have to say, you've heard this saying a million times, there's no place like home. And that's true. But, I guess you could, if you full-time RV, you can make home your favorite winter campsite or your favorite summer campsite, and then those places become kind of a quasi-home. So that might work out okay. I did that, and it was okay, but when I decided that it was time for me to get off the road for a while, I bought some property and put a water electric septic, covered it with an RV with an aluminum cover, and that's home, and it's been that way for the past 12 years. I've just come and gone from that home-based spot. So I guess the point of the video is for those of you that are thinking about hitting the road full-time, selling your house, or whatever you're planning on doing, is try it for a while before you do it. In other words, get your RV, go out for a month or 2 or 3, and see what you think, because that's the best way to find out, is do it. And that's really about all I have to say about that, so I'll end this video. But again, this is Rusty78609. Thank you, fan funders, supporters, I appreciate it. Thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, bye USA when you can. Take deep breaths. You'll breathe deep through your nose and exhale, and you can do that a few times a day. It relieves stress. Drink plenty of water. Stretch, walk for exercise. Keep your health, because without your health, being out on the road is not going to be any fun at all. Having said that, adios amigos, bye-bye.